Hello, everyone. I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and my camera's not up there no more. It's right here. It's kind of weird to look this way, but hello, everyone. I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and this is Soap Fam Live, where we're going to talk about all the soaps. We're going to do some spoilers, talk about the spring preview, and just hang with Soap Fam. I am an hour late because I'm gonna try to do Soap Fam Live at 2 p.m., but I didn't make it home till 3. So it's a very nice day outside. So everybody and their mamas out there in their cars driving around and in every store. So it was a little more crowded than I expected. But I'm here, and I hope you guys um, come on in and join me as we talk about a few things. Um, Now, here's one thing. Start talking about the spring previews. Hey, Jacarius and Martha, thank you for joining me. I see the Soap fam are coming on in. Oh, I've been good, Jacarius. Hey, Shannon, one of our members of the Soap fam, and Lisa Knapp, another member of Soap fam. Thank you guys for coming on in to this Soap fam live today. Feel free to start sending me some of your questions about the different shows. I'm not going to be speaking on the shows in any particular order. Hey, Tracy Gregg, another member of the Soap Fam membership group. Uh, yeah, and hello, Kari Bianco, uh, and Catherine Marine and Patrick TV. Haven't seen Patrick TV in a while. How you doing? Elaine, thank you for coming. Rory has always got some good questions that comes across the screen. And Jacarius, of course, you too. Um, what Jacarius is asking, what is Hey Loveland 25? What is my thoughts on the character of Chanel? I actually like Chanel because of Biden. I didn't get to see her actual first day, but it's going to be very exciting. We don't get a lot of black females on soaps that are snobby or have an attitude or or a diva. I mean, when the last time we seen a good black diva on a soap opera? And so between her mother Paulina and now Chanel, who's like 100 times worse, the most exciting thing about Chanel is she is Theo's ex, and we know Claire loves her some Theo. So they started right out the gate with Claire absolutely positively hating Chanel's guts. So now that Theo's going to be around, that's going to be a good love triangle because when Chanel finds out that the competition for her winning Theo back, because it doesn't matter. Theo, every woman around his age bracket fights over him, and I think it's a shame that they're showing Sierra sort of liking Theo and remembering that she wanted Theo, knowing that she's not going to be on the show for much longer. It's like a tease to the fans. Um, Gladys, also from General Hospital. Uh, I had actually got excited. Someone said that Gladys had died, and I was like, fast forward and trying to try to see because she's just not a likable character. And I was like, is Cyrus gonna kill Gladys so that she can say she witnessed Jason and then she can't recant because she's gone? But then I looked and she was very much alive. So that person was just doing wishful thinking on Twitter. Hey, Annie Gantz. Uh, yes, Days of Our Lives uh, barely had diversity, but now with the black cast, it has just sprung forth like a whole new family. Is just like sort of what they did with the Avon Son, Bold and Beautiful. Now we've got a lot of black characters on Days of Our Lives. Paulina, Abe, Chanel, Lonnie, Eli. I don't know how long Valerie's going to stick around, but Valerie's been hanging around. Theo, so that's more black folks on Days of Our Lives than on any soap opera that's out right now. Thank you, Catherine. I like making these broadcasts. I'm glad everybody's like sort of funneling in. Hello, uh, hello, Monica. Yeah, Patrick. I think Claire and Chanel are going to be fun. The fun we need in soaps, because you can't really take them seriously. You can just enjoy that little rivalry that they got going on. Yes, Chanel is going to be Theo's ex. There's spoilers for I think the week of April 5th. They're saying Chanel was going to ask Theo to move in with her, that they should move in together. Thank you, Zoe Johnson. I appreciate that. I mean, Carly was one of my favorite characters on General Hospital until Lloyd Wright sort of came along and they sort of made her Mama Carly, who wasn't doing nothing and scheming. I like my Carly scheming. Like they took Sonny away, so now Carly's finally getting back to where she need to be. Scheming and doing stuff. But I like Laura Wright. I just want to say that I like Dawn Lovin. I didn't watch God Might. I agree. I agree. I'm Jacarius with the there hasn't been that many black characters. So all my children. But I would say Bold and Beautiful because when they had all of the Avants there, along with Zende and the rest of them, that was a good number. And when Ron was doing General Hospital, on that soap, he had created the most actively used black characters that uh, I've seen on a soap, maybe ever. It was like 7 to 9 of them, and then he got fired. Yes, that shocked me that that they even went there, like acknowledging it. So this is good. I just hope Jack Kay's around for a long period of time. Hopefully, she's not a short-term character. And the problem with General Hospital's diversity is they have people that are just propped up to be diversity, like Felix and Epiphany and Aunt, whatever her name is, Stella, Aunt Stella. Like those characters just kind of pop in for diversity purposes, but they don't have a storyline or a life of their own. And then you've got Jordan, Curtis, Portia, and Taggart, who they constantly forget actually have a storyline on the show. They remember for a little bit and then they put them back in the background again. So they need to do better with that. Yes, Victoria Fisher, Chanel is Theo's ex. Let me see. Um, the new drama with Amanda's family, it's so repulsive to me, the storyline that they're doing. And I barely like Tosha on the Oval. So Tosha is missing, and I don't blame Tosha's or her acting. I blame the writing, kind of have on the Oval too, but Tosha seems like they're just giving her lines. She doesn't really have a feel for her character. So there's nothing behind her emotion and what she's doing. She's just doing stuff. And and I really want the character to be a lot deeper and to have more layers. But it's just such a plot driven story when it should be a character driven story. Uh, yes, they're creating a primetime version of All My Children called Pine Valley. There's not a whole lot of news on it, and they have not started casting. So, you know, it's not a whole lot of news out there. Because if Pine Valley comes out anytime soon, it wouldn't be till like 2022. Because right now they're in pre-production, and they haven't even done a pilot yet. And the pilot has to be pre-approved before they'll go ahead and give them a green light to do the rest of the series. And even then, they'll probably have to do like 10 episodes or something like that. And then if those do well in the ratings, then they'll give them a back end order of more episodes. So Pine Valley is just one of them finger crossed things, but it probably would do better on streaming, but it'll be on ABC. Yeah, Justin is a great character. If only they would just use him, life would be much better. Um, yes, 90s GH had diversity with Justice and I think his sister and his mother and different people were Quartermains. Yes, I agree. They need to hurry up. But Curtis being Trina's dad, that storyline is getting really older. Uh, Now, normally with like the Halloween episodes and their prior April Fool's episode, I would never watch them because or fast forward through them because I want to see the real show. I didn't need this little bit break because they usually come like a break right when things are getting good. You have this episode that don't mean nothing, but this year I'm just gonna have fun with it because the current storylines on Days of Our Lives they feel like they're just getting started with the Chanel Claire thing. They're winding down with Sierra because I found out Victoria did a interview where she has said that she only agreed to 16 episodes, and that's why you're only seeing Sierra sparingly on the show because they're really stretching out those 16 episodes so that you have Sierra for like at least 3 months, 3 4 months. But yeah, since they used her a lot early on with being in that box or whatever, now they're running out of episodes, so you see her like once or twice a week, something like that. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the Xander and Bonnie one. Should be really fun, and Kayla giving birth to Stefano should be fun. Not really jazzed about Sammy with the lethal injection with John. And there's another one. I can't remember what the fourth one is. Um, yeah, yeah. This the way they're writing Amanda's story. It's so impersonal, and she needs more characters involved in it. She needs to be able to talk to different people about it, whether it's Phyllis or somebody else. It's just not a good. It's not being written very well. Hello, Vera. I'm back to watching Young and the Restless again, except for the Amanda story. Everything else is pretty. Oh, and the Abby story. Those two I don't really like, but the rest of the show, I want to see if Faith gets in a car accident because she's drunk behind the wheel of a car. So, and they said there's going to be this family crisis coming, and I'm wondering if the family crisis on Young and the Restless is going to be the a car accident or something. So let's go back. Let me see. Um, Violet's mother, to my knowledge, Hayden isn't coming back. There's no official thing saying she's coming back. There's nothing official that says Sierra's going to be recasted. She's supposed to come back this summer. Um, as far as I know, it's still Victoria doing however many episodes she's going to do. Thank you, Justice, Mary May, Simone, and Keisha. I couldn't remember Keisha's name; it was like in the back of my head. Um, uh, well, this is the thing with Trip and Allie. There's supposed to be someone that is going to be competing for Allie's heart. I don't know who that someone is because they don't have that many people in their age range on the show. Hopefully, it's not the new EJ. But but Trip is going to be fighting for Allie with somebody. So if y'all can think of anybody who Trip would be in a love triangle with Allie, because Theo's already going to be in a love triangle. So uh, Okay, I'm scrolling down. Yes, I gotta put this one up because yes, the Abby storyline is a joke. You take the husband away. Although I'm glad you took the husband away, but then they didn't like have Abby go. Well, chance isn't here. Maybe I should wait and hold off on this embryo stuff. Because Mariah's gonna want to keep the baby or something. They're gonna go down that route we've seen before, and then she's gonna have to get a baby to Abby, and then the worst part about the Abby baby storyline is the babies are used for these storylines, but then you never see them again. They're always with the nanny. They're upstairs. You may see a couple of shots of them holding the baby. Then after that, they're back onto their next storyline. These babies don't really matter until they get aged up like 10 years. Yeah, I agree with you, Lisa, that since Gwen had done such a was studying the family, she should know who everybody in the family is. Um, okay, here we go. So with EJ coming back, um, well, every time somebody says Johnny Demire, I want to vomit because for like 2 years now, people keep saying Johnny, 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 and I'm like, until I see an official announcement that Johnny's coming to the show, then I don't want to hear about Johnny because he's not coming. Why would Johnny Demire be the person to kill Charlie when they said it's a murder mystery that you should be able to follow, and as it unfolds, having a character out the blue that we have no idea right now, even what he looks like, being a murderer makes absolutely positively no sense whatsoever. so so no, I do not think Johnny Demire is the murderer. I just don't. I'm glad that Ava's not the murderer, and I doubt Trip is the murderer. The next one, they said in the spring preview, they're going to be talking about possibly the murderer is John, because John heard the gunshot. Um, but they're running out of suspects. They've proven so many people are innocent, even if they were there. Because I think my guess, and this is just a guess, is because they have Ava up next as the potential person who did it, because she's actually there when Charlie is dying. I think that because the door was already unlocked, that she probably walked in and saw him on the ground, and they had some final mother and son words, because the spoiler says that Ava has a tearful confession. But in the spring preview, it says that Ava and Nicole are fighting over Rafe. So, so clearly, she's going to be moving on to the next storyline. Um, uh, yes, Shelly, they did redo the mansion, the mayor mansion. That's brand new. Uh, okay, I've fallen way behind. Oh God! Somebody actually, Elaine, brought the dreaded flow into the equation, knowing how much I hate flow. Now, somebody on Bold and Beautiful gets killed on April 5th. I'm really hoping it's Flo. So, because that would be like the perfect time for her to die. You know how they do with some of these characters is like they get all their dreams come true. She's gonna marry Wyatt. The family's accepting her again. She ain't really got a storyline after this. So, and Bill being involved in a murder investigation, um, it'd be great if it's Flo. Wyatt could be hating on Bill, thinking he did it or something. So I don't know who's dying. We gotta wait till April 5th, unless spoilers leak in advance. Some people said Vinny, but I don't understand why Vinny would die because nobody's really mad now that the truth is out. Everybody's sort of moving on. They didn't try to kill Zoe or Flo, so that was a baby switch. That was a baby swap for months. And, um, Sierra and Trip are not getting back together. I mean, I think this will be Claire. Claire and Trip are not getting back together. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't mind her losing the baby, and maybe she'll want her own baby. Hopefully, they don't do like General Hospital when Maxie lost the baby, then end up having her own. But then again, Mariah being into girls that she ain't got nobody to do it with. Oh no! Hopefully, they don't do something stupid like have Mariah lose the baby, and then Mariah and Devon get together and have the baby, so that Abby will have a child, and they have to take it back, just like Maxie did to Lulu. Please don't do that. Too convoluted. Do you think it's a good sign the days will be renewed with the new Demir set? I don't see any reason why days wouldn't get renewed. So, I don't, ever since, All My Children Will Life to Live, got canceled, I don't put anything past any network. But, Ron just won Best Writer at the Writers Guild. So that's another reason to keep the show and to keep him. But, I know this is just a time of year where people get worried about whether or not the show will be renewed or not. And, I'll wait for renewal news when it gets closer. But it is a good sign that they're putting money into the show by doing new sets and bringing people like Jack Hay on. Well, Shannon, I saw something that I don't believe is true, but somebody in the comments were talking about Charlie killed himself. I could even see them going there with it because Charlie was crazy. I'll show you, mother. Oh, you don't love me. Something to that line of effect. So John heard the gunshot. May or may not mean he was there, but he may have seen Charlie shoot himself. I don't know. They're just running out of suspects. I am talking about all of the soaps. I'm just answering the questions as I'm going down the line. Uh, let me see. Um, Deanne Nagel, EJ may be back as soon as April. When you see Tony come back, be on the lookout for EJ coming back. Because in that podcast, he said he had seen was the new EJ. Uh, thank you, Vera. Another hater of Flo. Yeah, she has a job and nobody asked Hope if she could get the job. Stupid Katie. Right now, I'm Not worried about Faith being recast and being worried about Faith being killed in a car accident. You know, whatever this Newman family tragedy that Victor's going to have to save the day about. Well, I would never say that I dislike an actress, but I do dislike her acting. But the character flow, I cannot get into character flow because the acting is so bad. Katrina does not know how to convey emotion. Her face never changes. She's just a Barbie doll with no emotions. And that's why she's usually half naked somewhere. Just like they do Donna with her boobs out. But Donna can act. They just don't give her nothing to do. Yeah. Flo should go. Yeah, I think there's gonna be more to Finn, but um this stupid rumor about him being Quinn's son, yeah, let's not go there. I don't even want to go that route, you know. But that's the rumor mill churning with a lot of stuff that I usually don't believe. Okay, maybe Cheryl. Okay, and I didn't understand why she was in the Demare basement. I know that's the go-to for kidnap victims, but didn't Anna just walk in to go get some wine? Like originally, they had that room. It was more cold and gray, and there might have been like a small box of wine in there. Now it's more well done. You would not put somebody in a place where people like the mayors they be drinking. So yeah, that's now the worst place to put somebody to kidnap. And unfortunately, with Sarah's exit, uh, she may have had some mental health issues she needed to deal with. So right now, there's no official word on why she left or why it was so abrupt. But I mean, look at how Tyler Christopher left. He was getting drunk on the set and whatnot, and we never knew why. He got fired from Days of Our Lives until he got arrested. You know, and then it all came out that they wanted Tyler Christopher on the show, but he just kept getting drunk on the set. Okay, let me. For some reason, I scroll down, and it keeps going back up. So I'm gonna scroll down. So Lisa Knapp, Gabby's back in her house and letting people know that it's her house and they can leave if they don't like it. I was very happy because I didn't even know the house was hers. The house being hers, I don't even know why she even left. Other when she got back to town, while she was moving with Rafe, when clearly she could have just told Kate and Jake to kick rocks. You see, well, the good thing about Flo and Wyatt getting married usually means that they're about to get ripped apart. Because I want Wyatt to I want Flo to betray Wyatt really good. I want her to screw Bill or something, you know, because for what he did to Sally, you know, Wyatt needs to pay for that. Um, I don't know how Adam's going to clear his name, but he will, and Victor will probably be involved in it. Basically, from what I've seen, Paul Tefler is not going anywhere. Just because one person leaves doesn't mean the other person got to leave. Well, this has been a big question for me because I don't think Andre's dead. when Kate was having those scenes with Ghost Andre. And, I was like, that's the real Andre. He's not dead. He had plenty of time to be Dr. Rolf. So, because Rolf was still out there. But I really think it's Andre because when Andre was going in about how great Kate is, I was like, isn't he supposed to be head over heels in love with Anna? And he's just all gushy over Kate. So I'm surprised Tony's not tied up in that Demir wine cellar. Well, this is every soap opera. It's not just Days of Our Lives. Most soap operas do not keep couples happy. Just like people are so excited about Finn and Steffi, and I'm like, just wait when she comes back from maternity leave. They're gonna come up with something new to like, mess up that couple, so they can go through that whole cycle of breaking up and getting back together again. Well, I never knew the character when he was on the show. I wasn't watching Young the Restless then, so this will be my first time seeing him. So I'm perfectly fine with that. Maxine from Days, Tony Rutherford. I mean, she's been gone forever. So, she's just gone. Well, I'm sure Victor will be making sporadic appearances. Even his daughter said, uh, Jennifer said, my father's not catching COVID. Either you film it at home or don't film him. So, so yeah. And Maggie, Suzanne, she left the show, said she needed a break. So, she took time off. So, I have no idea when she's going to be back. Yeah, I've actually liked several of I liked the whole week for the most part, except for like Abby and Amanda. I've liked it. I can't. I've stopped watching Young and Restless back in November, and then I've been watching it now for like the past week and a half. It's been pretty good. Yeah, they really don't. They need a serious plan because they don't know what to do with the black characters and they don't know what to do with the Latin characters. I mean, Lola's went from being one of the stars of the show that people love to making tamales every episode. Don't know if Lulu's coming back. I don't know where you heard that, but John and Marlena ain't going nowhere. Neither is Xander. Well, to me, it's not going to be the people you're seeing now who killed Charlie because you know because they're like the way Ron said he's writing this is he's bringing up suspects, each week, and then, he's like, okay, they didn't do it, and then they move on to the next set of suspects. So since this week they're really working on Trip and Ava, so I feel like they're going to be innocent, and then they're moving on to John. So I don't know. I have to look at the suspect list again, but after John, I don't know who else it could be. You ran out of people because unless it could be Sean, I don't remember them saying Sean, dismissing him yet. But Belle, when she was being Sammy's lawyer, she didn't seem like she was trying to hide that she did it. She seemed genuinely like she didn't know what was going on. But I think the last two people on the list might be John and Sean. Long time ago, I said it could even potentially have been Gwen as the person who did it because Gwen was friends with Claire at one point. She never knew that Claire was the woman that Charlie was obsessing over. And her last meeting with Charlie was very sort of vicious between the two of them. So something could have happened in her past that caused her to decide to just bump off Charlie, even if it was just for Claire. And I would love if Claire did and forgot about it. So there's just a few people left. Mm, Um, so I'm lost. Who was wearing tiny little skirts? I want to say Flo. Hey, Shakira Pickens. It's it is potential that they could have done it. That's a easy cop out way to do it. Well, Jakari is the biggest character on the show is Latino. Sonny is Latino. So was Brenda. So yeah, they technically do have a major Latino on the show. Um, Asian, well, now they don't have Brad, but yeah. Um, I don't know why Jan would kill Charlie. She don't have a motive. Um, I haven't watched. I fast forwarded through the episode a little bit. I haven't really watched the episode with the Lamars or whatever. You know, so I'm 2 days behind on General Hospital because um, that whole Biden thing kind of threw me off. I got to watch the rest on Hulu because it got preempted because of Biden came on. And then the next day, I was like, well, I hadn't seen the day before, and here we are. Why are they? They're bringing Sierra. They brought Sierra back because fans love her. She's on reoccurring, and she does not want to be on contract, just like the other Abigail. Not Marcy, but Kate Manzi. And so until they recast Sierra, she'll just be coming for a little bit and then leaving. Yes, I think Ron R is better because of the new writer. Because the characters, like Phyllis, doesn't sound like a teenager. The characters have a little more depth to them, and it's clearly a change. Because every time I tried to watch it before, I would get, I wouldn't get through maybe 20 minutes before I'm like, okay, I'm done. That would be interesting if Sarah was on the island and saw Tony there. I have a feeling Sarah won't be gone for a long period of time. I'm wondering because she got stabbed with that needle, if Sarah's going to come back crazy. So I'm wondering. I got my eye out. See, I gotta watch the episode. I think it would be interesting if she lied about being pregnant, just to get ELQ back, and then once they get ELQ back, she says, "Gotcha." I am not gonna answer that question because it's just too ridiculous. I'm sorry. Yeah, at least I agree. Because they're saying Eric's going to take another 3 months, and this is going to cause Nicole to do something that could end her marriage, so they can finally let this Eric thing go. Um, the end, it would be bad writing for Nicole to do it because Nicole was sitting there and asking Ava if she did it, and then Nicole, was thinking Allie did it, you know, and then she believed that Sammy had done it when she confessed. So Nicole looks clueless. Yeah. Um, Even though I'm not a fan of Steve Burton, I do like the idea of him and Britt just to give her more to do. Um, yeah, it's Alicia, really. Marlena can't kill everybody. No, that was a long time ago. The fact that Marlena thinks John did it, that's why I don't count her. Cheryl, I totally agree. I mean, I think people forget because Victoria is such a good actress and she's so likable, but she's a recast. She's like the third or fourth Sierra. Um, I don't know. It all depends on if they keep her on the show. If they keep her on the show, she'll get away with it. Like Victor gets away with stuff, and Jack gets away with stuff. Or Adam gets away with stuff. Um, but but yeah, I think she'll get away with it if she's going to stay on the show. But if she's not going to stay on the show, then she won't. I think they gave her a huge baby bump because they want probably if she's not faking it, a May delivery for May sweeps. I think they're 2 months ahead. I like the Ashton Locke story. I think that he's going to be what the show needs because since Victor's not being Victor anymore, Victor's not doing nothing. Essentially, Ashton Locke is Victor. So, so yeah, bring on, and he's going after the Abbott. So, Ashton Locke is just Victor. So, it will be good to see a Victor like character doing stuff and being vindictive and hurting people. That'll make the show less boring. You know, if I was Nina, I would use the fact that Sonny's alive and where he is as a way to see the kid. Like, hey, I brought Sonny back to you. You still want to let me see the kid? Come on now. We will be finding out pretty soon if Gwen is pregnant, because there's a big twist coming up. Um, that Jack will get Gwen and Abigail to come to a truce, and then there's going to be a twist. And I'm thinking the twist could be a pregnancy. You know, I love Olivia Rose Keegan, and I wish she continued to be Claire. She won her Emmy and was like, "Well, I'm going to the Disney Channel to do that High School Music, the TV show, um, and also that other show on CW." So I understand why she left, but I will say this new Claire I've hated until she was arguing with Chanel. I said maybe that's the problem with that actress, that she can play being mean and nasty and rude better than trying to be a good girl and being nice and sweet. So maybe if they do more of that and have Claire gives a little more to crazy Claire, obsessive Claire, I think she gave me a glimpse of being able to do something like that. But just trying to be nice, sweet Claire, no, no. We need crazy Claire. We need, tying people up to the bed and trying to set them on fire, Claire. I don't know if Ben and Claire are going to be together. Right now, it's Claire, Theo, and Chanel triangle. I don't. Who knows? Maybe Ben is. Well, no. I don't know what they're going to do with Ben without Sierra. Well, Monique, here's the thing with Chloe. She may not have known what Chelsea was up to, but she was definitely on the we got to get Adam train, and I don't think that they're gonna go there with like you know Chloe getting locked up or nothing like that. So, and it's already done. So, so it'd be in her best interest just to be quiet right now. Um, I would love for Ashlyn to be related to Victor, but I could be fine with him just being himself and bringing a new bad old family into the show. We need more than just the Bros and Abbots and Abbots and Newmans and you know, Lord knows the Winters family has been decimated. I believe that if they poured more energy into Camilla Bannis, that she could definitely be uh, the number one draw to the show. They've just got to give her the right material to make her the must see moment. They give her good stuff to do, but she just needs a little bit more to put her over the edge. Like a little bit more camp and a little more diva to go along with a story that fans can really be like, that's a good one. That's the story right there. Let me see. I think Britt might have the Huntingtons or whatever that her father had. The we'll see. Hopefully, it ain't. Don't be killing Britt. Too many fans like her. But hopefully something will happen where this will just be something that passes. Like when Anna, they don't even act like Anna has that blood stuff going on anymore. Hey, we may not need another Victor, but if Victor's not going to be Victor, we need somebody to be Victor. Ashley Locke, you're up. And I mean, the actor's very good at playing a bad character, so it's all good. I don't think they know what to do with Roderick. I don't think they know what to do with Nick and Phyllis at all. They both are just spinning their wheels with no storyline. I don't think Ray would let her slide. I think Ray would want to arrest her, but maybe they'll say, something medically was wrong with her mentally or something to get her out of it. I mean, Cheryl Simpson, Brady's going to find out what Kristen's, doing. It doesn't mean he's going to leave her. They're playing around with the idea of Kate and Roman getting back together. I don't, Patrick, I don't think the new Lucas matters because he ain't got a storyline. He's just an extra, glorified extra. You know, got a life. And then Victor ain't doing nothing. Shalandria, he just Victor ain't really done anything in like 3 years. Sorry to hear that, Cheryl, about your husband. Lisa Knapp, I 100% agree. The men should be fighting over Gabby, not Gabby fighting over a man. So, um, let me see. So we've got 7 minutes left. So, I've seen a lot of questions I've already answered. So you may want to, when the show's over, go ahead and do that rewatch. But we got 7 minutes left, and I'm gonna try to get in a few more questions. Um, oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. I don't know what's gonna happen to Faith. That hasn't come down the spoiler pike yet. I would hate for them to do a repeat storyline of Adam in a car accident with another kid. Hey, Shalandria. In 6 minutes, the show will be available for rewatch from the beginning. So hopefully you rewatch. Um, well, that Elaine, that's a good one. Finn and his infectious disease type, storyline. Um, he might be able to come to the rescue. I think Gabby and Xander could be an interesting pairing, but they're really stuck on the Gabby getting back with Jake eventually. Hey, goodbye, Shannon Clark. Thank you for joining us. And once again, thank you for being a member. I see that member symbol. Let me know that you're a member. I think that they probably should have came up with Liz being a doctor a long time ago. If they can fast forward Jordan's son to be a doctor, and let Willow be the new nurse. I don't think Sharon and Adam's relationship will change for very long. Um, because they're dating in real life, they're always going to be putting them together because they can actually touch and kiss and do that. Which in Young the Restless, they're still 6 feet apart, so they can't do that. It's like I wish they could do something else, but it's like weird seeing Ray on a couch looking like he's about to be gone, and then you got Sharon way across the room like, Ray, you okay? You look sick. I'm just gonna go to the store and get you some tamales. Lola making some. Um, uh, Patrick TV. I don't like Philip. I don't like it. I don't. I mean, he's just a weird actor. The character just acts weird. I don't get what the appeal. I know he was on the show for a long time, but I don't get the appeal. I'd rather the one before him come back, the one from One Life to Live. But I know people didn't like him, so um uh well, they aren't 6 feet apart on General Hospital, and they aren't 6 feet apart on Days of Our Lives. Days of Our Lives does have scenes sometimes where people are seen to be far apart, and then there are times when they're not. So, but CBS soaps, they keep everybody 6 feet apart. Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless, they're 6 to 8 feet apart. And, sometimes you may not realize it because they be talking to mannequins and whatnot. And when you see the behind the scenes picture and you realize that they're speaking to a mannequin and the person's not actually in a room, you kind of see how they're putting this show together. Now, Monique, that's a good one. I would love for Adam to save Faith, and people can stop hating him, because he saved Faith versus he didn't save the other one, but and I still think Nikki did it. I think Nikki is the one that ran over Billy and Chelsea's daughter. I mean Billy and Chloe's daughter. Delia. I really think it was Nikki. I would love for that truth to come out. All these years they've been blaming Adam, and it was really Nikki. And then I would love for Victor to have covered it up so that Adam can be mad at him for a good actual reason versus all these weird reasons why he was mad at him. I think Ray needs some friends. Ray needs some family. Ray needs a new love interest. I need Ray needs a life. Hell, what's Phyllis doing? Let's get Phyllis and Ray together. That's something new. Yeah, the character's name on Life to Live was Rex, but John Paul Glossier or something like that is his real name. John Paul, something like that. Oh, that's a good one. Phillips looks like a grumpy old cat. But this is why I don't like Philip. He's always nodding his head. Like, yeah. I'm like, what's wrong with your neck? You can't hold your head up or something? It's like, he's always doing that head bob. And I'm like, that is not attractive. Like, that's why you don't have Chloe now. Because you're bobbing your neck and you're not in the right place. uh, Hopefully that joke went over people's heads. Um, Faith had a car accident. She went down the cliff. Sure, I saw the episode on Monday. See, I didn't check out the Monday episode in advance, but Faith went over a cliff. Okay, that's okay. But you got to remember, Ray was in Dry when Mal Young was writing him. Mal Young created him and Lola and gave them great storylines. I didn't like Mal Young at the end, and his writing was just too drawn out. But he was miles above Josh Griffin when it came to writing these characters. Okay, there it is. I had the John Paul right because I was saying Glossier, but Lavoisier. Yeah, thank you, Jacarius. Shalandri, I don't know if Hope and Tom's gonna sleep together. They ain't even kissed yet. They ain't even hugged. So they ain't even hugged the mannequin yet. So you're like way ahead of storyline. And there's rumors that Hope and Liam are getting back together. But we'll see. I think that it would be great for Phyllis to do something really underhanded and have to deal with dating a cop and trying to hide it from her or something. That could be an interesting storyline. Adam is not going to jail for his crimes. Adam is not going to jail. Look at my video for the Young Rest of Spring preview. He's in a whole nother storyline with Victor and he's having his rivalry with Victoria. So any dreams of Adam going to jail is a pipe dream. He's going to be in a whole nother storyline. Yeah, I didn't see Philip from before. So, okay, we're over time now. So, thank you everyone for joining me. I really appreciate it, each and every one of you, for being part of this live broadcast. I hope to see you again in the comments for Soap Fam and also, my next live. My goal is 2 o'clock, but I usually try to get on by 3. So, hopefully, Saturday between 2 and 3. We'll do the live broadcast. And if you're part of the Soap Fam, that's on Facebook. I always send out a message on Facebook when I'm going to go live. I send out a message to the members from the YouTube group when I'm going to go live. And then I send out a general message to the YouTube community that I'm going to go live. So the goal is 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. But I'm going to try to be more consistent with the lives. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.